Okay, so who remembers this project? This is the Great Dane Super Surfer, right here. See how small it is? See, nice little easy project. How hard could it be? Anyway, I haven't been working on this because my season started. It's also been raining here like crazy. I'll show you the amount of water we've got lying around here in a moment. But I want to start this video with a shout out. And shout out to Randy over there at Countryside Lawn, New York. And the reason why I want to shout out on this one is because this is the type of thing you might see on his channel. He definitely does some maintenance and some repairs, and I believe he cuts grass too. But oh yeah, and if you want to see a hot tub cut in half, that's the channel for it. But I'm going to pick up the camera, I'm going to show you where I'm at and what I'm going to do today, and go from there. Okay, today we are definitely going to be working on the deck and the deck only. And this is of course going to be the hardest part of the whole thing. As you can see, it's been raining. This is full of water. That's water there. And you know what? I'm replacing all that hardware. I'm replacing all the hardware that's holding on the spindles. But I definitely need to rescue that bolt out of there before that gets too rusty. I think there was another one lying around here somewhere as well. But I definitely... oh, there it is. Need to get these bolts to safety because I'm not replacing those. And I'm going to be starting today by getting the water off of this, of course, and then I'm going to get all these components off of here so that I have nothing but a deck. I will leave those chains on, but all these pulleys and arms and springs are definitely going to come off first, and we're not going to be working on this part today, the main chassis, at all. I don't think we're going to get it in paint, but I hope to have it all sandblasted and wire brushed and primed, I hope, and we'll just see what happens there. But I will kind of work on getting the camera set up and see what I can do. It's a challenge to film today. It's super bright. Can't quite see. Oh, you know what I want to share? I want to share some of the stuff in my shed here. This is my this is Old Reliable here. This is my 17-year-old Snapper 48 Hydro. And it is my best friend. And I've got a nice sulky on there, but it is trapped right now because I'm working on this project. I got so much stuff behind it, I can't get it out. But as soon as I'm done with this one, I'm going to reward it. I'm going to probably take it out and mow a whole day with it, I think. And as you can see, I'm collecting pizza boxes there. I collect, actually, you see there, collect a bunch of pizza boxes. And that is for various fooling around with stuff. And that's kind of a lot of what I do. That's the stuff that's lying around here is all for fooling around. I have another channel where I take stuff apart, and that's why I collect all this stuff out of the garbage. So I'll get dismantled. Over there, that is a screen from a big screen TV, and I saved that because I'm going to make a what was that? Anyway, I'm going to make a Fresnel lens out of that. If you don't know what a Fresnel lens is, just look that up. That's crazy. And speaking of which, I've got this in this bag here. This is my magnifier on a stick. I keep it in a bag because you don't want, see that? You don't want the sun to accidentally catch that because of what it does. You know what? I'll take it out here a moment and show you. Okay, so here we go. So as you can see, it's pretty big. And it is from a desk lamp. It is a magnifier from a desk lamp. And I just mounted it on this stick so I can use it as a magnifying glass in the sun. You know, I know we all used one of these smaller ones to roast, and when we were kids, roast ants on the sidewalk. But these big ones, look how strong this is. Let me get it on there. Anyway, as you can imagine, it's going to be hours of fun. But back to the task at hand. Let me go get my compressor, my air tools, and let's go get all these components off this deck. Okay, so that has everything off except for that. That is the idler spring there. And the reason why I didn't take that off yet, I mean, I'll take it off, but if you look at the way they've done it, let me get closer over there. You can see it's just a U-shaped bolt there, and this this bolt has to be backed off all the way along there, and there's really no other way to do that other than a box-end wrench, and that'll just take a while, so I'm not going to film that. But I've got everything else off, all the spindles, all the pulleys, the idler, and we are getting ready to, we're getting ready to start getting this rust off of here. And so, yeah, I got some supplies, and so I guess I'll go to that now. Okay, so I'm going to be starting with a wire brush, this type, the kind of a bell shape wire brush. And I've never actually used this particular type. I've used the one that looks like a wheel, but this seems to be the best application because getting down in there, if it was completely wide open, I don't think there would be any problem with using the wheel, but to get in those nooks and crannies right there along the edge, I think it's going to be better to have this one. And so my idea is to get the majority of it off with this, I hope, and then I'll pull out the sandblaster and get the rest of it. And then after that, I'll be putting on, I've got these other products here. I'll be starting with this rust treatment here from Permatex. That's what I'll put down first, because it's supposed to transform any rust into something else that's not rust. And then on top of that, I'll be putting on this Rust-Oleum primer. And then on top of it, and then, well, that's that filler primer. I'm hoping to get a smooth surface. And I'm going to put a lot of that on there and a lot of sanding to try to get my smooth surface. And then the paint. And then over here I've got some high heat silver. That's for the exhaust. That's for a different day. Okay, but so now I'll be putting this on the drill, and we'll see how much grinding we can do. Grind all that rust, some of that paint off of that deck. I hope this goes smoothly. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, one more thing I keep forgetting to mention. I don't know if anybody spotted that right there. What that is, that's one of those 30-inch Forrest Gump snapper handlebar mowers. A newer variety, but that's what that is. And you know, it was running when I parked it there. That was about a year ago, and it has some issues. It needs some work. It needs some work on its clutch. The interesting way Snapper does their clutch there. That needs to be fixed. Needs some engine work. Definitely needs a new battery. But you know what? When I'm done with this project, I think I'll be moving on to that one. Oh yeah, and I've got another customer giving me a Troy-built something or other. It says it's free anyway. I've got to decide whether or not I want to bring it into this. Anyway, just wanted to share. That's coming up, maybe in the fall. Anyway, back to this. Okay, so I finally got this one. Okay, remember this? I finally got that backed off to the point where this deep socket is finally going to get a hold of it. And that's been the hardest part of this whole thing. There's the knuckle buster that's standard. That happened, of course, when it slipped off the nut and I hit over there. So that had to happen apparently. But now this, if I can get this on, especially if I can get this on with one hand, I think I can. This is going to be very satisfying. Here we go. Ready? Did it come off or what? There. Come on now. Oh yeah. There we go. Okay, now I can continue. I win. Okay, so this is where we're at with this. It looks pretty good. You know, it was doing something. I have to admit, it wasn't doing as good as I thought it was going to do. But it definitely gave it a head start for the sandblaster. And I will probably work on it a little bit more up here in the front. It was, just like I said, it was able to get into a lot of corners, but not all the corners. There's some, like in there, it's going to be sandblaster only. If you're wondering what all these bolts are on the front of the deck here, originally these were little rubber inserts. There were square holes, and there were little rubber stoppers in all of these. I have no idea why, but as you can imagine, in the first 2 months, all those little rubber stoppers came out. And so I had sand and grass and dirt blowing up at me through the deck, and so I put all these bolts on here years ago to seal those holes. In case you're wondering what those are, they're not holding anything. There's just the head of the bolt on the other side. Nothing, just filling a hole. But anyway, yeah, this, okay, so here's the brush is holding up pretty good. And I will probably work at it a little bit more without filming and so on in preparation for when I use the sandblaster, which is not going to be today. And I'll show you why. Okay, so on another note, it took me about an hour to find the sandblaster. I think we've all been there. But I did finally find it. And I can see already that I've got to see how wide the ceramic tip is in there, and I do have a new one. It's on right there, so I have to put the new tip in, but that's not going to help me today, because when I filled up the sand is wet, and there ain't nothing you can do about that. All you can do is wait. It's not going to work. Anybody that's sandblasted knows that wet sand will not go through. And so this company here, Play Sand, Sackcrete Play Sand Company, apparently packs it wet. I didn't know that. So what I have to do here is I have to put this bucket and that open bag in the shed. It gets really, really, really hot in the shed during the day, and I have to wait until it's all dry. Right now we're in the middle of kind of a rainy season, short rainy. It's gonna rain today, and so I got to put this away, and because otherwise it's gonna get even wetter. But that ruins today. Absolutely ruins today. Just stops me dead in my tracks. Okay, but hold on. There is a little extra I can do here today. I went and got this from the garage. This is the air hammer, and this it had 3 or 4 attachments. This is the only one that made any kind of sense whatsoever. Honestly, I think you need something called a needle scaler that would be best for getting this kind of rust off. But like some areas, like in the corners, let me get over there. Like in here, the wire brush couldn't get in there, and honestly the sandblaster is going to have trouble with that. So if you take something like this in here, get ready, this is going to be loud. Anyway, you get the idea. So that's one more thing I'm going to be working with. Anyway, yeah, back to that sand thing. But anyway, so this is where I'm going to stop today, this update. So the next update will be the sandblasting and the priming and the sanding. But because it's separated there, I'll probably get to the painting as well. So look forward to that. As I said before, make sure you go to, I forgot, the Countryside Lawn, New York, and go say hi and subscribe, because you'll probably see him working on his machines as well. Anyway, that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching, everybody, and stay tuned for lots more. Next one will be mowing, I promise. Okay, bye.